Hey, what's going on, everybody? And welcome to another Runescape vlog. It's been, I don't know the exact date, but it's been a couple days since my last vlog. I think the last video I might have posted was losing 10 mil. I'm still not entirely sure how that happened. Again, I'm not, like, I can't tell if I got hacked or if it's some kind of a glitch. I did hear glitches about, money pouches reading 0, but then you could withdraw the amount that you had, but I tried that and it was no good, so... Not entirely sure what happened there, because I don't know. My process is, you think if I got hacked, like my bank would have been taken, because I had plenty of valuable stuff in my bank. Like I checked the Infinity, and like the Infinity hat is worth 4 mil. So I don't know, but that's in the past. That's behind me now. You win some, you lose some. That's life. That's how it is. And reality is, it is just a game. So it's not. The only downer about it is that it takes time in the game to get the money. So that's the only thing. It's a loss of time to me, not a loss of like real value. But moving aside, I have been I got, as for skills, I think I was training a little bit of wood cutting because I'm trying to get my wood cutting up for lunar diplomacy. And if you notice, there it is, Slayer. Actually, looks weird when I have it like this. My Slayer has gone up considerably. I believe it was down in the 30s before. And I decided to get into Slayer tasks because I really enjoyed Slayer tasks, but didn't get too much into them. But I went and did some Slayer tasks, and I moved up to new Slayer Master. And at one point, I had like a bunch of different tasks, but at one point I finally, let's see if I can focus here. I should have my magic out. This is how I was doing it. I'm gonna take hits here for a second, which isn't good because these guys hit me fairly hard, not too hard. Eventually, I got these guys, Dagannoths, if that's how they're pronounced. Now let's be fair, right? There probably is like an official pronunciation for these guys on like the Runescape site or something, but with things like Runescape and like Zelda and things like that, games that don't have in-game voice acting, it's kind of up to your imagination how things are pronounced, because sometimes things can go one of two ways depending on your language that you might speak. But regardless, we're here on Waterbirth Island, which is a cool little dungeon. I like this dungeon. I've not gotten in further because it's kind of annoying that you need 2 players to get through these doors. But I guess that's just another complaint. I actually wanted to fight these guys anyways because I think they dropped pages for the book, and I'm still trying to complete the other books. And actually, the price for the books, like the Zamrak and Ceradome pages, Guthix pages, have gone way up. I'm sure Ceradome was high too. But I got these guys as a Slayer task, and at first I tried to fight the Dagannoths that are in the Chaos Tunnels. Let me tell you, that's not a place to go to fight them with Mage. Like, that's just a bad idea. But here is really fun. Here is a lot of fun. I'm using the rock spell now because I think it counts as them being weak to it. And this is just a good way to get this. This is why I love ancient spells. Like this is ancient casting at its best. When you can get a 3x3 area. Like I got massive XP. If you can see this, this was over like I'm gonna say I've done 5 hours of these guys so far, which was enough to finish my Slayer task. And I've been done with my Slayer task, got a new task. But these guys are just really fun to fight. Like yeah, they take a bit of food. I'm using death runes and stuff, but death runes are cheaper than ever. And this is just like I love using barrage spells. Just being able to hit so many enemies at once is just it's so awesome. It's very satisfying. It's the coolest damn thing. It's something just I always love. That's why magic is again one of my favorite skill. Not just one of it. It is my favorite skill. And I just love like I'm able to pull these guys if I'm being actually paying attention. This is actually takes a lot of concentration. This is what I would call the opposite of like an AFK kind of way to train or fight enemies or anything. Trying to get them to line up sometimes is tough. And I know they recommend to bring like prayer potions on this. I choose not to, just because it's more cost effective for me just to buy sharks and just to recharge my prayer. But as you're gonna see, a few of the pictures, the screenshots I caught on screen here, I actually got some decent loot over what I'm saying is probably about 5 hours, probably about like 8 or 9 trips in here to go get more food and get more runes and come back and stuff. I actually got each one of the helms. As you can see, I'm wearing the Farseer's helm, I believe it is, and I had this helmet at one point. I think I lost it PKing or something, but it's one of my favorite helms. Like it's very iconic because back in the day, it was definitely like one of the best mage helms. You would see guys with like full mystic and this helm on. It was just awesome. Like PKing, was just one of those cool things. So I think it's one of the coolest helmets myself. You can actually see pretty good right here. I just dig it. It's like an awesome mage helm. And I actually, it was funny because I didn't think I'd get the drop. I'm like, man, I never get drops out of monsters ever. This is why I usually don't do hunts. Like, well, not hunts, but go kill monsters to get items. I usually just go kill them for the XP and just to break the monotony of non-combat training. That's what I love about it. You can do non-combat, you can do combat, whatever you're feeling. But I went and I bought a Farseer's helm off of the Granny Exchange, and then wouldn't you know it, the next trip I went out, I actually got a drop for the Farseer's helm. The next run, I got the Archer helm, and then my last run before this run was I got the melee helm. I think it's Berserker helm, I think is what it is. So that was like, I was like, man, I got all three, and I'm actually saving them all. I actually have two Farseer's helms now, so I'm going to hold on to those. And I saved the Archer helm and the Berserker helm because they're sweet, they're good to have. I just think there's some pretty cool items. And but from here on out, like if I get any more drops, they will be pure profit to sell back. So that's pretty good. And honestly, the profit for here, I could be more efficient. Like I tried to switch to like a single bloodburst to try to get like one's attention. Then I try to chain to get like multiples. You see, just like that. And then I'll try to like pile them up in a 3x3 area, which is kind of hard because they don't. Sometimes they lose interest. That's kind of how the enemies work. But there's a ton down here. If you get in the right position, get your back to the wall, you can get in a pretty good position. Sometimes they'll switch to blood, which I know they're not as weak to, and it's recommended to use their weakness, which should be rock. It should work the same way because it's considered an earth spell. It seems like it does, but blood actually gives me a little bit of health back, and I'm able to stay down here a bit longer. So it all works out. And now that I've been down here long enough, I know the helmets are like the best things they can drop, and I'm pretty sure they drop pages. But the Dagannoth hide, that's actually pretty good. They also once in a while they'll drop helm of Femeric, or Femeric helm, and Femeric shield, and a Femeric sword like that, Femeric cape. And you can't trade the helm or anything, which I thought was bummed. Like I was like, oh man, that stinks. So I had like 10 Femeric helms, and then I found out you can out them for 4K. So I'm like, that's awesome. That's like, so basically I can't sell them, but I can make them into money, and I can get magic XP doing it. So for me, that's just sweet. I was like, yeah, that's great. So overall, it's actually very profitable as long as I'm picking up the right things here. And it is, I don't always, like when I'm playing this game, sometimes I just want to be AFK and do like air orb running or something like that, but sometimes when I want to get like into it, I'm like fighting monsters. I just dig doing barrage attacks, like I said. It's just awesome. Oh wow, I'm already out of prayer. I gotta kind of focus on this too. It's one of the things you kind of sort of can't go AFK on. Like I don't take mad hits here, but there we go, nice. But I have come close to dying. Have not died yet, but I've been getting my skills up. Obviously, you saw my Slayer was way up there. You get a good amount of law runes too. Like I've gotten already, see that's 40 law runes, and I've only been here like 10 minutes at best. But that's basically what I've been doing. I did some, like I said, I did some wood cutting. I did another session of air orbs for me, so I'm back up to a good amount of money. I think I'm at like 4 mil now, like actually in my bank. Well, here's a mil right here, so yeah, I should be at 4 mil. And see, there we go, Femeric Blade. I have like 5 of these, and I'll hold on to them, but you can't sell them, but you can alch them. So technically, they're actually worth a good amount of money. They're actually worth like, I think they're 3K alch, so is the shield. And the helmet's like 3,900, so I was like, that's actually pretty awesome. Just the fact that you can kind of like cheese it to get money. I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, down here isn't too bad. As long as you're paying attention, it's kind of a thing where you need to pay attention. Try to get them into I think the hardest part about this is just trying to get them into the right formation. And just make sure you watch your health once in a while. But it's really good XP for, like, non-combat training is great and all, like arrow running, alching and stuff. But combat is just, sometimes you just get bored of that and you really want to just sink yourself into the game. And this is a good way to do it for me. Like, I never really was big into, like, monster killing before now, except for, like, bosses. Though I could never solo any bosses myself. But this, I just really enjoy this. It's like the ideal position for barrages. I know, like, the Abyss was a good place too, but this is just really fun. I just really enjoy it, is what I'm trying to get across. And it's just in case you were unaware. I'm sure plenty of people know this method. It's actually something I've seen a couple times, but it's pretty decent loot. Like, I don't go through too much food or too many runes. Like, I've definitely, I didn't crunch the numbers or anything, which is a term you'll hear me use often, because most people play RuneScape will tell you, like, yeah, I did the numbers, and this isn't a good way to make profit, or this is a good way to make profit, this is how much profit and XP I'm making. That's not me. I can tell from this that I'm getting a good amount of XP, because before, when I started this in my first 10 runs, I was halfway here. Now I've got, 50 left to go. That's really good. And although I didn't, like, note that I made profit, I've definitely, like, I haven't lost any death runes, and I haven't, even when I, bought sharks to replace it and bought death runes to replace what I'd used, I hadn't, like, lost any money, you know what I mean? So I know I didn't lose any money. I might not be making a ton, but I'm having fun, I'm getting XP, and that's kind of the point of the game, so I don't need to be making millions to be doing this stuff. XP is good enough for me, and like I said, I'm enjoying it, getting the drops, like the possibility of getting a helmet drop once in a while, which would be awesome if it would just happen right here on cam, but you saw from those screenshots, I got pretty lucky. And like I said, I'm getting a decent amount of runes. I wish they'd drop a few more bloods. That would be nice. But overall, this is just really enjoyable. It's kind of like chaotic, but it keeps me entranced to like just play some music or a video in the background, and it's enjoyable. Like I like it. Like see a position like this where I've got quite a few on me now. I'm using blood, right? Yes, I am. And then if I'm low on health, I use blood. I think rock should be doing more damage, even though I keep wanting to call this smoke because that's what it used to be. But yeah, otherwise this is what I've been doing. Like I said, got the Slayer up, got a little bit of wood cutting because I want to do Lunar Diplomacy before too long. But my magic really close to 92. That should be by tomorrow probably at the rate. You know, I'd say I play for about 2 hours a day since I started membership. And sadly, I think I'm halfway through my membership now. And I've already decided that I won't be renewing my membership right away. Like next month, it's just going to be too crazy for me to do anything like that. But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. Just wanted to share that the Dagannoths here in the first entrance of the Waterbirth Island, which I think you got to do the Femric trials to do that. But I did that so long ago, and actually it's a fun quest. So if you haven't done that, that's like some people like say like some quests are like boring, but the reward is worth it. Quests to me, like the most two fun quests I can remember doing are actually three. Dragon Slayer, non-member one, that was a load of fun. Desert Treasure was my favorite quest to do. That was a lot of fun, and the reward was like I wanted the reward, but the quest itself was just so much fun. Like I would do it again for no reward. You know what I mean? And the Femric trials, those were all really fun quests in my opinion. Like if all quests were that fun, I'd probably do quests more often, but too often, like, quests are kind of dull, boring, or tedious in some way. But those were some good quests. But yeah, to not ramble on too long here to end off this vlog. Like I said, I want to do some. I'm hopefully going to be doing Lunar Diplomacy pretty soon. Like I'm going to make a whole video of me trying to piece that together. And I have a couple other quests. Like I want to do Morning's End Part 1. I have a couple quests in session right now that I actually want to get through that I started a while ago. And then I want to do some Soul Wars. I want to do some Castle Wars. Hopefully you'll see some videos of that. And a Barrows run again. I want to do some Barrows run. And if I'm feeling up to it, if I'm feeling ballsy, I might go try and do some PvP. I think I'm sort of getting acquainted with the new combat system now. The whole new abilities and everything. It's a lot faster paced, so I want to be ready before I ran into a PvP world. But I might do some PvP videos pretty soon. That could be fun. But other than that, that's just what I've been doing here. I've been trading on these guys. And like I said, not losing any money at very least. I don't know how exactly profitable it is, but yeah, get a crowd like this. It's just too much fun. I just love it. So this is where I'll be for the next hour or two. So if I get any more drops, that'll be sweet. If I don't, it'll still be good XP. But that's all I have to say for now. That's all I've been doing. It's a lot of fun. So for now, I'm gonna end things off here. Till next time, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you later.